Thank you very much. One thing I have to say is we are forever discussing issues in this stall that never come up to me as an issue in my constituency. When it comes to education of our children today, today is a prime example of this. Instead of we discussing the lack of SNAs in our classrooms, instead of we discussing the lack of teachers in our classrooms, instead of we discussing how will schools fill the aisle time. That's what happens on a day-to-day basis in our schools. And I can tell you, because I'm on the board of management, I know how hard and how difficult it is to get the funding for these things. And even we inside here discussing how is funding going to be got to fix the roof where no state funding is being given. We instead waste our time here discussing a social democrat agenda, seeking that young people and children can access sexual education. And, of course, the Social Democrats, similar to your sister party, the Labour Party, go on to attack religion in our schools with a whole load of blah, 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 and the similar to COP26, all talk and no solutions. Well, let me explain to you the role of the church in so many schools. As I have said, I've been in the board of management of my local school for many years. When this, a growing school in Schull, needed an extension and the state would not come up with the funds, the church stepped in and worked with the people of Schull to borrow the money to build the extension and build a hugely successful school following that, where we, as a board, sit around the table on a voluntary basis, worrying that each child is treated with respect, whether they have religion or not. Whether we can afford the home heating oil for the school, whether we have to go fundraising to fix the door or fix the toilet. That's the basics, and that's what people want us to discuss. That's what they're coming to me to discuss in here. Can they get an SNA for their child? The hatred of the church by so many here is disappointing, to say the least, but I won't be one of them, as I pay tribute to every voluntary board of management member in religious-run schools, to every member of staff in these schools, who work tirelessly for the good of the children they teach. And when the Social Democrats want to bring forward a bill again, try and avoid showing your hatred for the church and focus on the real needs of the children in these schools. The issues parents ring me and probably every day of the week, and my best advice to you is all of you to sit on a board of management for a good few years, not just for a year or two, and make a decision on that, and that will really educate yourselves on what goes on in the real world, our schools.